Hi students, how are you? Welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics, and in this video we are going to study about the applications of Gauss law. In that applications of Gauss law, now today we are going to see the electric field to a uniformly charged infinity sheet, and that is a non-conducting sheet. What is a non-conducting sheet? What is the difference between conducting and non-conducting sheet? Conducting means the charge will be only on the surface, whereas non-conducting means the charge will be throughout the body, throughout the volume. Now we are going to see about the non-conducting sheet. Okay, there is a sheet, infinity long sheet, very big sheet, and they told to find the electric field intensity at a point P, which is a distance some r. Okay, well and good. Now, how can I find the electric field intensity at this point because of this very long sheet? And they give the charge density as sigma. What's the meaning of sigma? Already we know that. Surface charge density. That means charge present in 1 meter square is nothing but the sigma. If it is infinity sheet, they can't give the whole charge what is present in that. Simply instead of that, they give me sigma. Sigma is nothing but the charge present in 1 unit area. Okay, everything is fine now. Now, how can I find the electric field intensity at this point? Just imagine. First of all, I have to use a Gaussian surface. Okay, I am using a Gaussian surface. That is, flux is equal to Q enclosed by epsilon naught must be equal to surface integral E bar dot ds bar. To use this formula, to use this Gauss formula, I have to assume a Gaussian surface first. Now, what is the best possible Gaussian surface? Now, see here. The best possible Gaussian surface is nothing but either a cylinder or either a cuboid. Now, okay, I am assuming a cylinder. Okay, well and good. I assume a cylinder. I assume a cylinder of having a base area some A. Here also the base area is A. And the length of the cylinder is, the whole length of the cylinder is, the length I am assuming it as 2r. Now see here, this is a sheet, this is a sheet, and this is a point you to find the electric field intensity. Now I am assuming a cylindrical shape called Gaussian surface like this. This is a sheet. I think this view is clear there. This is a sheet, and I am assuming a cylindrical Gaussian surface like this, such that this Gaussian surface will pass through this point. Okay, well and good. Now, what is the charge enclosed in this Gaussian surface? Observe carefully. Out of this whole sheet, only this much of sheet is present in this Gaussian surface. Look, can you guys will imagine that? Out of this big sheet, this is a Gaussian surface, and in the Gaussian surface, how much charge is present? Only this much of sheet is present. That means the charge present in this much of sheet is only present in this Gaussian surface. What is the charge enclosed? It is charge enclosed is equal to, if I want to find the charge present in particular area, what I have to do? I have to multiply the sigma, that is surface charge density, with that area. That means, what is the area? How much area is present in this Gaussian surface? This is the area, right? What is this area? This area is exactly equal to this base area. Therefore, the charge present in this Gaussian surface is nothing but the charge present in this small area. What is that area? Area is nothing but this base area. Therefore, the charge enclosed in this Gaussian surface is sigma into A. Okay, well and good. I got the charge enclosed. Next, what I have to find? I have to find the area of the Gaussian surface. Surface area of the Gaussian surface. Now here. Now what is the surface integral of E bar dot ds bar? Now observe carefully. Surface integral of first surface ds plus second surface ds plus third surface E bar dot ds. Now see, what is the first surface? I am assuming this is the first surface. This side, this is a cylinder. This is the first surface, the base area 1, and this is the second surface. That means this side, this is the base area. And what is the remaining third surface? This cross section area. This overall cross section area I am assuming is a third surface. Okay. Now see here. This is the sheet, and the electric field lines will be in which direction? The electric field lines will be in this direction. In both the directions, in both the ways. Okay, that means no electric field lines will be like this. All the electric field lines will be perpendicular to the sheet. Therefore, now here, for this surface, for this base area, what is the area vector? The area vector is in this direction, n cap, and the electric field directions are always in this direction. This is n cap, and the electric field direction is in this direction. Therefore, area vector and the electric field both are in the same direction. That means the angle is 0. If the angle is 0, cos 0 is 1. Therefore, surface integral of E ds cos 0. Cos 0 is nothing but 1. Plus, for second surface, that means for this surface, same for this surface, even for this surface, area vector is like this. The area vector is always perpendicular to the surface and it is projected outwards. That means if this is the area vector will be perpendicular to the surface and it will be projected outwards, not inwards, outwards. Therefore, this is area vector and these electric field directions. Now both are having, what is angle? Both are in the same direction. For angle is 0. If the angle is 0, what is cos 9? Cos 0 is 1. Therefore, for surface 2 also, it is E ds. And for the third surface, what is third surface? Anything but the cross section surface. This one. This whole surface. This whole surface. Now for this, what is area vector? The area vector is in this direction. The area vector is perpendicular to the surface and it is projected outwards. For this, area vector is outwards and electric field directions are in this direction. What is the angle between them? The angle between the electric field and this area is how much? 90. Cos 90 is 0. Therefore, 0. Therefore, nothing but electric field into what is the area? ds integration of surface integration of ds is nothing but what is this area? For first surface, what is area? Into A plus the electric field into what is surface integral of ds? What is this area? A plus 0. There is nothing but 2E into A. Now use that formula. What is charge enclosed? Sigma into A by epsilon naught must be equal to what is surface integral E bar dot ds bar? We got as 2 E A. Therefore, A cancelled. What is electric field? The electric field is nothing but sigma by 2 epsilon naught. And if they don't find in a vector form, electric field in vector form is equal to into N, okay, into R cap. What is R cap? This is a sheet and this is a point P and this is R bar, right? R bar is always from the sheet to the point, therefore this is R bar. And the electric field direction will be in this direction. Therefore, electric field direction and R bar direction both are same. Therefore, the electric field is nothing but sigma by 2 epsilon naught R cap. R cap is unit vector along the R bar. I think this is clear. Okay, one main important thing always you have to remember, one main important thing, that is electric field due to the infinity sheet, non-conducting sheet, it is independent of the distance. Wherever the point, that means this is a sheet. If this is first point, P1, it is a distance 1 centimeter. And another point, this is P2, it is a distance 3 centimeters. Some other point, P2, so P3, it is a distance 10 centimeters. Wherever be the points, here R is different. Even then, the electric field at this point, the electric field at this point, and the electric field at this point will be same. Why? Because electric field to the infinity sheet is independent of R. There is no R term in this equation. Therefore, it is independent of R. Whatever be the R, the electric field will be same. That is the reason why we will call as the electric field produced by these sheets are uniform. Already we studied this one. There are two types of electric field, uniform electric field and non-uniform electric field. All the charges, like if you take infinity wire, or if you take a cylindrical body, or if you take a point charge, for all these charges, the electric field lines are non-uniform because electric field line won't be same. But because of this sheet, wherever be the points, the electric field is same. That means the electric field produced by these infinity sheets are uniform electric field. The electric field produced by these infinity sheets are uniform electric field. Please remember that. The electric field is independent of the distance of where I am going to find the electric field. I think this is clear. Okay. Okay, well and good. I got the electric field due to the infinity sheet, non-conducting sheet is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Please remember that. Okay, next one here. Okay, now the electric field at a point between two. The electric field due to the uniformly charged infinity sheet. Just now we have seen. But now I am going to see the electric field between two uniformly charged infinity sheet. And it is a non-conducting. We are studying only for non-conducting now. Okay, now see here. It's very simple. This is one sheet, positively charged, and this one more sheet, positively charged. Okay, well and good. Now I am measuring 3 points, P1, P2, P3. Now the surface charge densities are sigma 1 and sigma 2. The surface charge densities of these two sheets are sigma 1 and sigma 2, and these are infinity sheets. Now they told to find the electric field at this point P1. Now what is electric field is at this point P1? Tell me. Because of this sheet, the electric field will be in this direction, E1, and because of this sheet, the electric field will be in this direction. Because of this sheet, the electric field will be in the same direction, that is E2. You will just accept that. Because of this sheet, is a positive charge. Therefore, the electric field lines are always away. Therefore, this is E1. Even because of this sheet also, the electric field will be in this direction. Therefore, the electric field at point P1, that is E1 bar, that is simply E1 plus E2. What is E1? The electric field due to the infinity sheet is how much? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught in which direction? Minus I cap plus because of the sheet, sigma 2 by 2 epsilon naught minus I cap. Therefore, sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 epsilon naught. What is the direction? Direction is minus I cap. Minus I cap is nothing but in this direction. Well and good. Now they told to find the electric field intensity at a point P2, at this point. Now same. Because of this sheet, the electric field lines will be in which direction? This is a positive plate. Therefore, electric field lines will be away from it. Therefore, the electric field lines at this point, because of the sheet, is in this direction. That is E1. And because of the sheet, the electric field will be in this direction. That is E2. I think this is clear. Therefore, what is the resultant? Assume sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2. If sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2, then E1 is greater than E2. Therefore, E1 minus E2. What is E1? Sigma 1 by 2 epsilon naught. E1 direction is I cap plus sigma 2 by 2 epsilon naught. E2 direction is minus I cap. Therefore, what is the answer? Sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2 epsilon naught I cap. The final resultant will be in this I cap, that means in that direction, because sigma 1 is greater than sigma 2, that means E1 is greater than E2. Therefore, the resultant will be in the direction of E1. Therefore, I cap. Okay, next one. At point 3, the electric field at point 3. Now, how can I find the electric field at this point 3? Because of the sheet, the electric field will be in this direction E1, and because of the sheet, the electric field will be in the same direction, that is E2. Therefore, the resultant is nothing but sigma 1 by 2 epsilon naught I cap. I cap is in that, because the electric field is in positive direction. If I cap plus sigma 2 by 2 epsilon naught I cap. Therefore, sigma 1 plus sigma 2 by 2 epsilon naught I cap. That is the answer. I think these are clear. Okay. Now, by chance if they told this P3, sigma 1 is equal to sigma 2. That is nothing but equal to sigma. That means the surface charge density for both is same. Therefore, sigma, and here also it is sigma. Now at point 1, what is the resultant electric field? The point 1, the resultant electric field will be E1, assume it is 1 and this is 2. E1 and the same direction E2. Therefore, what electric field? Resultant electric field at P1 is E1 plus E2. That is, what is E1? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus, because of this second one, sigma by 2 epsilon naught. And direction is, what is the direction? Minus I cap. Therefore, you can solve it. What do you can solve? Finally we'll get as sigma by epsilon naught minus I cap. Now at point P3, because of this sheet in the direction, and because even this sheet the electric field will be in this direction. Therefore, what is electric field at point P3? Same, sigma by epsilon naught, but direction is I cap. At point P1 it is in this direction, and point P3 in that direction. Now at point P2, then because of this sheet the electric field will be in this direction E1, and because of this sheet the electric field will be in this direction E2. Now the resultant E1 minus E2, and both are same, sigma sigma. Therefore, what is the answer? 0. That means it's very important to remember this between two uniformly charged sheets, and if the surface charge densities are same, then the electric field inside this between these two sheets is 0. Where would be the point? At this point, the electric field is 0. If this is a point, the electric field is 0. If this is a point, the electric field is 0. That means wherever be the points between the two sheets, when they are having this equal surface charge densities, then the electric field at all these points is 0. And this clear. Okay, by this we will end up this video. And if you guys have any doubt, it may be any topic, it may be 11th class, it may be 12th class, please mention my mail or my WhatsApp number which is in the description. Within 24 hours, all your doubts will be clarified. Thank you.